All right, let's just jump right into it. The AI world feels like it's dominated by just a few huge names, right? Well, a brand new open source model just stepped into the arena. And believe me, it is making some serious waves. Today, we're going to unpack GLM 4.5. So this is the big question, isn't it? It's kind of the holy grail of AI research. We're not just talking about an AI that's good at writing emails or something. We're talking about a real, true, general problem solver, something that inches us closer to that idea of artificial general intelligence. And to get there, a model has to conquer what the researchers are calling the ARC challenge. So think of it like this. A is for agentic, the ability to actually use tools and interact with the world. R is for reasoning, thinking through really complex multi-step problems. And C is for coding, not just spitting out code snippets, but tackling real-world software tasks. And here's the rub, right? This quote from the research paper says it all. We've seen some closed-source proprietary models do some amazing things in maybe one or two of these areas. But a single open-source model that can nail all three? Yeah, that's been the missing piece of the puzzle. Which, of course, brings us right here to a new model that is aiming to be that exact missing piece. Say hello to GLM 4.5. Now, this is an open source model that comes from a team-up between Zipu AI and the super prestigious Tsinghua University. So right out of the gate, you know it's got some serious research chops behind it. And boom, this chart is exactly why everyone's talking about it. When you average its performance across 12 different benchmarks, testing all those ARC skills we just mentioned, GLM 4.5 comes in third. Overall, it is right there, neck and neck with the giants like OpenAI's latest and Anthropic's Claude 3 Opus. For an open source model to even be in that conversation is a huge, huge deal. So, how in the world does it do it? Well, the secret is this really clever architecture called a mixture of experts, or MoE for short. The best way to think about it is like having a massive team of specialists, hundreds of them. But for any given job, you only call in the exact few experts you need. This lets the model be incredibly powerful, but also ridiculously efficient. So what is the secret sauce here? Let's pop the hood and take a look at the really unique training process that gives GLM 4.5 its edge. It's not just a single training run. It's more like a carefully designed curriculum. First, it goes through general pre-training, just absorbing a massive amount of broad knowledge. Then it starts to specialize, really focusing on code and reasoning. After that, it gets even more specific, learning from entire software projects, tackling super tough synthetic problems, and finally, mastering those long, complex agentic tasks. It's like it goes from elementary school to high school, all the way to getting its PhD. And get this, it has this incredible self-improvement loop. The team basically trains smaller, expert versions of the model on very specific skills. Then they take all that specialized knowledge and distill it back into the main model. It's like it's constantly learning from the absolute best versions of itself. So cool. Okay, so that's the theory. That's how it's built. But does it actually work? Let's get to the hard numbers, because this is where the story gets really compelling. First up, agentic skills. Remember, this is the ability to actually use tools and get things done. In this area, it ranks number 2 in the world. The only model ahead of it is OpenAI's latest flagship. That means it is absolutely world-class at doing stuff. Okay, what about reasoning? Check this out. On a really tough math benchmark, it scores an incredible 91%. That's higher than both OpenAI's model and Claude 3 Opus. It's outperforming the giants on their own turf. And coding? On a benchmark that tests a model's ability to solve real-world issues from GitHub, it scores over 64%. And again, that puts it ahead of well-known heavyweights like GPT-4 and Google's Gemini Pro. This is genuinely top-tier performance across the board. But here's where it gets even more impressive for me. It's not just about the raw power. It's about the efficiency. GLM 4.5 has 355 billion parameters. Now, for comparison, some of the other really powerful open-source models out there have over 1 trillion. And this graph from the paper just nails the point perfectly. This shows what's called the Pareto frontier. Basically, you want to be in that top left corner. That means you have super high performance for a relatively small model size. And look where GLM 4.5 is sitting. It's delivering that elite top-tier performance while being way smaller and more efficient than its open-source competitors. It's more bang for your buck. Automated tests are one thing, but what do actual people think? Well, in head-to-head blind tests, where human evaluators just pick the better response without knowing which model made it, GLM 4.5 came out on top in both English and Chinese against other really strong open-source models. People just plain prefer its answers.
Okay, so the model is powerful, it's efficient. People like it, but what does all of this really mean? What's the bigger picture here?
Let's just circle all the way back to where we started. Remember that quote? The idea that a single, powerful, open-source model that could master all three of those ARC pillars was elusive?
Well, maybe not anymore. This might just be the one. GLM 4.5 doesn't feel like just another small step forward. It really feels like a genuine breakthrough for the entire open source AI community.
And that's what this is all about. Making a model this good, this capable, openly available, it just changes the game. It puts these cutting-edge tools into the hands of developers, researchers, and creators all over the world. It levels the playing field and could spark a whole new wave of innovation that we can't even imagine yet. And that kind of leaves us with this final, really fascinating question. For a long time, this level of AI power has been locked up inside a handful of tech giants. Now it's out in the open for everyone. So what happens next? What are we going to build with this? Now that is something to think about.